Did the real Prince Vlad III of Wallachia actually drink blood? Or is that pure fiction created by centuries of rumor and Bram Stoker's classic novel, Dracula? The story of Dracula typically brings to mind gothic castles, nocturnal creatures, and shadowy figures with a thirst for blood. But behind these popular images lies a real 15th century ruler, Vlad III, also known as Vlad the Impaler. Vlad's reputation for cruelty spread through Europe during his lifetime, and even centuries later, tales of his brutality continued to inspire legends about vampires. Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula effectively supercharged those legends, turning them into enduring horror icons. Vlad III was born in 1431 in Transylvania, a region that is now part of modern Romania. He was the son of Vlad II Dracula, his father's moniker meaning the Dragon, due to membership in the chivalric Order of the Dragon. Vlad III ruled the Principality of Wallachia, south of Transylvania, on multiple occasions, beginning around 1448. Rife with political instability and constant threats from the Ottoman Empire, the region was a dangerous place. Power shifted constantly, and ruthless tactics were often employed by those seeking to maintain or seize control. Vlad's epithet, Tsepesh, means the Impaler, which conveniently comes from his favored method of executing enemies. Historians debate the extent of his cruelty, but even conservative sources confirm that he routinely used fear to ensure loyalty. Contemporary accounts, especially from Saxon merchants and rival factions, painted him as a sadistic monster. Whether these reports were exaggerated for political reasons or not, they gave rise to the legend that Vlad relished tormenting captives, sometimes going so far as to dine among the impaled victims. A persistent claim is that Vlad literally drank the blood of his enemies. This notion originated in pamphlets circulated by his political enemies, which often alluded to bizarre feasting rituals. Gothic and sensationalistic portrayals over the centuries further reinforced the image of Vlad as a bloodthirsty figure. Quite literally. While these stories laid the groundwork for future vampire lore, historians generally agree that these blood-drinking claims are pure fiction, invented as propaganda to discredit the Wallachian ruler. When Bram Stoker wrote Dracula in 1897, he created a new archetype of vampire, sophisticated, cunning, and inexorably linked with Transylvania's dark, mysterious landscape. Stoker drew on various European vampire superstitions and folklore, though we don't have conclusive proof he based his count entirely on Vlad the Impaler. Stoker was aware of the name Dracula, derived from the Romanian word for dragon, which later also became the equivalent of devil. But how much of Vlad's actual history shaped the novel remains uncertain. Nonetheless, the name and the setting linked the fictional Count Dracula to the real prince in the public imagination. Stoker's work essentially launched the modern vampire genre. His depiction of Count Dracula as an undead nobleman, haunting Transylvanian castles by night, transformed scattered vampire folklore into a cohesive myth. Films, stage adaptations, and countless reinterpretations kept the association between Vlad's historical cruelty and the fictional vampire's thirst for blood alive in pop culture. Of course, Bram Stoker's creation drew heavily on folklore and creative invention, leaving the real Vlad III largely behind in favor of pure Gothic terror. In reality, Vlad the Impaler was a brutal 15th century ruler, whose reputation may have been magnified by political enemies eager to stoke fear. Bram Stoker's Dracula, on the other hand, forged a timeless, supernatural villain that reshaped vampire lore for generations. Over time, their stories intertwined in the public imagination, giving rise to one of history's most enduring and compelling legends of horror.
I am Dracula.